By the time Michael Jackson turned 19 in August 1977, he was one of the best known entertainers of recent years, the idol of many young women. While his brothers often availed themselves of the sexual opportunities presented to them on the road, Michael never followed suit, though much of Michael's music had a sensual edge over the years, and his dancing was often been subjective. He was not sexually adventurous as a young man. I think it's funny that girls think I'm sexy, Michael told me in 1977, but I don't think that about myself. That's all just fantasy, really. I like to make my fans happy, so I might pose or dance in a way that makes them think I'm romantic, but I really guess I'm not that way. Most people who were close to Michael when he was a teenager agreed that he never had a serious romantic life at the time. Michael did not trust anyone enough to allow them to penetrate the shell he had built around himself. Perhaps he felt that he had betrayed too often by people he had loved or admired his father, his brothers, maybe even Barry Gordy to prevent himself to be vulnerable to a relationship. Still, Michael understood the value of public relations and show business type. Therefore, he had paraded a few relationships for a public consumption. As recently as the Martin Bashir interview in 2003, Michael said an actress, Tatum O'Neal, who was 13 in the summer of 1977, was his first girlfriend. Michael and Tam first met 2 years before at a party hosted by Paul McCartney aboard the Queen Mary in Long Beach, California. He had no contact with each other again until the spring of 1977 when Michael spotted Tina with her father, Ryan O'Neal, at a club in Los Angeles. Michael was socializing with two publicists from Epic, Susan Blond and Steve Manning, when he recalled that all of a sudden I felt this soft hand reach over and grab me. It was Tatum. The fact that Tatum had designed to hold Michael's hand was, for him, a colossal event. It was serious stuff to me. She touched me, he said. The next day, Tatum invited Michael to a dinner party at Playboy publisher Hugh Hefner, Rambling Humbly Hills Estate, where they watched Roots, the highly rated Alex Haley television miniseries, on videotape. When Tatum became bored, she asked Michael to get into the hot tub with her, but I don't have a bathing suit, he said. Who needs bathing suits? Tatum responded, but Michael began to blush. Tim asked one of Hefner's assistants for two swimsuits. Then Hen went to Michael. Tatum's hair was soft, blonde, and flowed just below her shoulders. His skin was baby pink, and her figure quite apple for a girl who couldn't turn 14 until close to the end of the year. She was almost plump. She looked like a secret doll, Michael observed of her to a friend. He said that while soaking in the water and watching for shooting stars, the two shared secrets with one each other. Years later, rumor would have it that they were nude together in the hot tub. Oh, we were naked, Michael firmly pointed out to me in an interview. We had on bathing suits. Why do people have to always find something dirty in everything? Tim O'Neill had won an Oscar at the age of 9 for her role as the chain-smoking, swearing companion to a Bubble Bell swindler played by her father in the film Paper Moon. Her early childhood was difficult. Born to actors Joanna Moore and Ryan O'Neal, Tatum saw her parents split up when she was 3. For a while, she lived on a ramshackle ranch with a dying horse, some dead chickens, and a mother who was addicted to drugs. At 7, Tatum grew flowers in a red cart in the yard and cooked breakfast and lunch for herself and her younger brother, Griffin. Her father was permitted to visit on weekends. When she was living with her mother I could always tell what shape Tina was and the look of her hair, Brian said. I knew if it was healthy, she was at peace with herself. If things were bad, there were clumps missing from her hair. She sometimes take scissors to herself. Joanna, anguished and on the verge of defeat by 1972, decided to seek help from her ex-husband, who had been giving her $30,000 a year in alimony. Brian paid for her rehabilitation, and she, in turn, surrendered 8-year-old Tatum to him. Tatum hated Joanna. When the little girl went to visit her in the hospital, Tatum became so disgusted with her mother that she spat in her face. When she told Michael about her life, he said he had never heard a story so tragic. My mother is a saint, Michael said in 1977. When I heard about Tatum's mother and what she went through with her, it makes me think It makes me thank God for Catherine. People think I have a hard life, but look at Tams. That's why I like her, because she's a survivor. Unlike Michael, whose goal was to be an entertainer, Tam became an actress by accident. Ryan helped her to get her first solo mostly as a way to keep an eye on her while he worked on Paper Moon. When Tam became a working actress, Ryan O'Neal took her career much the same way Joseph Jackson had commanded Michaels. I chose International Level for her, Ryan said. She didn't even read the script. I just said, this is the one you're doing because I knew it was good. When Tamara complained about the way her father ruled her life, Michael empathized with her. I know exactly what you're talking about, he told her. However, Tam did make some of her own decisions. She once told Michael the story of how she turned down the role of the young hooker and taxi driver, a part that eventually went to Jodie Foster. At the audition, Tam said she wanted to play the part of the taxi driver. She was 12. The producer ignored Tam's suggestion and kept talking about the role of the hooker. Finally, Tam said, frankly, I think the part's too small. I did win an Academy Award, you know. I can't believe you said that. I don't think I will ever have the nerve, Michael told her when he heard that story. I want to be like that. I want people to think of me as having a lot of nerve. In his autobiography, Michael wrote that Tina was his first love after Diana. Tina was indicated, however, their relationship with Michael was strictly platonic. It's telling of the fantasy Michael was created around his childhood and teen years that the woman he claims to have had romances with, including Diana Ross and Brooke Shields, we were romantically serious for a while, he wrote of Shields in his book, have all denied ever having been intimate with him. After Michael talked about Tim in his 2003 More Bashir interview, saying she came on him, she issued a statement that he had a vivid imagination, says actress Sarah Jackson, no related to Michael, who was a friend of Tim's at this time. Tatum told me Michael was a nice guy, but so shy. How can a girl have a relationship with him? When we're together, he hardly says two words. I know he's a virgin. Some people have I talked with him about it. I wonder if he's afraid to. He doesn't seem very interested.